Hello there, my name's Depth Charge 2030, and today I'm talking about Future's End, issue number 14. Take a look at that cover art. It's like this, because in the issue there's like this whole prism thing. It's kind of about Lois Lane and all that. It kind of just has this whole trifecta kind of thing. I don't even know if that's the right way to use that word in this sentence, but you kind of see some of the main events taking place in this issue. We see uh, Earth 2 Lois Lane, Deathstroke, and Big Barda, and Mr. Terrific, who I don't actually know why he's there. He's not in this issue. So, it's a decent cover. Uh, kind of misleading, but, that's what covers do. They kind of get you, and, they're more incentive to get you to buy the issue. It's a good cover, so. Getting into the issue itself here, it starts off, picks up where, like, the last one left off? I don't remember. But it starts off with Deathstroke and 50 Sue getting the drop on Big Barda and Emiko, Green Arrow's sister, which it's actually, there's a neat little line here where Emiko, Green Arrow's sister, mentions how her brother, Green Arrow, who's dead right now in his timeline, mentioned Deathstroke to her, which I think is a little bit of a good nod over to like the Arrow TV show where it's like, oh, Deathstroke and Arrow, and because Deathstroke's getting a new comic book series, I think that's going to be one of the more driving points in the series, being like Arrow, Green Arrow, and Deathstroke kind of having like a rivalry. That might be a thing in the future. So the fight goes on. Emiko, well, kind of cuts Slade in the throat, so he's bleeding out. He's trying to stop himself from bleeding out, and then she kind of murders 50 Sue. And I was like, yay! But then earlier in the issue, she mentions, oh, hey, I made a copy of myself, so I'm in two places right now. So it's kind of at the same time, it's kind of a cop out to explain how 50 Sue's in two places at the same time instead of one event taking like an hour earlier or something, so it's kind of a cop out. So, and then that's where that part of the comic ends with 50 Sue kind of on fire and Deathstroke bleeding out as Big Barda and Emiko run away. Then we cut over to Terry McGinnis and the three villains, and so Terry, he's kind of knocked out on the floor. They're trying to figure out what to do with him. They're like, oh, let's kill him. But then Plastique's like, let's not. We could use him, even though they make a big point. It's like, wait, didn't you just knock him out right there? And my phone's going off right now. I'm not going to pick that up. I'm going to talk about this comic. So, yeah. Then it's more or less them trying to figure out what they're going to do with Terry. Then Terry, he gets up, he knocks Key and Coil off their feet. Then Plastique, she's like, hey, either we work together or I kill us all. Because she, like, her power, she just touches a whole building. So it's about to blow up. And that's where, this part of the comic ends with them being like, this is your ultimatum. We either work together or we all die. Next part of the issue is on Cadmus. Well, not. It takes place at Columbia University, where we followed Tim Drake, and he's kind of just giving the necklace back to his girlfriend Madison. That's nice. That's kind of cool. I like seeing these two together. I like them together. That's cool. Then we're at Cadmus Island, where Grifter and 50 Sue, well, the original 50 Sue, I don't know. I hate 50 Sue. It's like 50 Sue, 52. That's just weird. And then it's like where they are. It's where all the normal Earth 2 people are, and then Lana Lang, I presume, because this character is just named Lana. She's from Earth 2, except she's helping a regular human scientist, and it's like, hey, ha ha ha, you're a collaborator, ha ha ha. That whole racism, tension between regular Earth people and Earth 2 people, and yeah. So they kill 50 Sue kills a couple of Omacs and the one regular human guy, and then they're like, hey, Lana, yeah, you're gonna tell us about these Invisible Omax. And so that's where that part of the comic ends, with a cliffhanger. And then the rest of the comic is following Lois Lane, who's like, I wonder what the rest of this box has. We got an arrow, we got this, we've got the duck thing, we got this green prism. She's like, what is this? Then a ball of light happens, and she's like, my god. And we see kind of all the Earth 2 heroes, like, imprisoned and everything. So then she finally sees, like, Earth 2 Lois Lane, who's in that Earth red tornado, and it's like, oh. And then she's like, oh dear god, what is going on? And that's where the comic ends. So, what I think about the comic, it's more of a, what's the word? It's more of a, I don't want to say filler, because more of, it's just there, kind of. We get, last issue we had this big, gonna be Deathstroke versus Big Barda, and then that didn't really, that kind of happened? It was more Emiko versus Deathstroke, that was interesting. We got to see the whole criminals and their heist, kind of. And then I'm just like, but then they're like, oh, didn't you just flatten him a few seconds ago? And she's like, yeah, but now, we need him. And then that's kind of like, maybe if they said in the comic, if Plastique wanted to know what that robot cyborg body was in the cart, then, I'd buy it. That could be her reason for knocking him out. I believe that. I'd actually find that a bit more interesting, but she doesn't exactly say that. I'm left to assume. And then we get the whole grifter 50 Sue thing. I hate 50 Sue. She's just annoying. She's like, ha 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 ha. And, yeah. And then we get Lois Lane, and it's kind of nice to see her finally piecing things together. So, not the best issue of the new 52 Futures End. It's a decent read, not the best, so I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5. It's at least a 6 out of 10. So my name's Depth Charge 2030, and I'll see y'all later.